Well, Donald Trump is creating a lot of concern in Saudi Arabia and here in Canada as he shares details about his government's budget plans. Haley Wooden with Business in Vancouver is joining us now with more. So, Haley, why is there so much concern?
There's some concern because the Trump administration unveiled a plan to sell off half of the U.S.'s strategic petroleum reserve. So this is the largest reserve of its kind. It has 688 million barrels of oil stockpiled in the U.S. The plan is to sell off half of that over 10 years. It would essentially flood the market a little bit with American oil, and that flies in the face of what OPEC has been trying to do, which is to cut oil supply. We are in a glut. We've experienced very, very low prices for oil. Now, it's important to note that what would come online day to day when you average it out over 10 years is sort of negligible compared to the amount OPEC's trying to cut day to day. But any move like this could obviously impact the price of oil and make investors either change their plans in terms of how they invest and where they think prices are going to go in the future. This affects Canada too. We are a commodity and resource-based industry and country here. It could also perhaps have an impact on international relations between the U.S., Saudi Arabia, and Canada too. It could make the U.S. vulnerable to volatility when it comes to oil prices. It's used as a hedge against volatility, and the U.S. is selling that off. And anything that happens in relation to the U.S. and oil is obviously going to reverberate here in Canada.
All right, and Haley, we're also following another major emissions scandal. So why is the U.S. suing Fiat Chrysler?
They're suing them over alleged emissions cheating scandals and initiatives. Specifically, the U.S. administration is looking at more than 100,000 vehicles from Fiat Chrysler that allegedly were fitted with defeat devices. So we've heard this story before, specifically with Volkswagen. This software allegedly is designed to allow vehicles to emit greater pollution than what's legally allowed. Now, Fiat Chrysler has come out and said previously earlier this year that they haven't done any wrongdoing. More recently, in response to this lawsuit, they're saying that they're disappointed and that they've been working with the U.S.'s Environmental Protection Agency around this issue of pollution. Again, saying that they installed this software, but not with the intention to allow vehicles to cheat on emissions. We will see. For Volkswagen, this was a very expensive scandal. They eventually pleaded guilty to criminal charges, and in the U.S., that cost them in excess of $20 billion.
Interesting. All right, Haley Wooden with Business in Vancouver. We will see what happens with Fiat Chrysler. Thanks very much.